This is in the northwest corner of the park. Here is Highway 191. Start out at the Specimen Creek Trailhead. Hike up here to this first junction that takes you up to High Lake. Continue on up to the next junction. That will take you up to Crescent Lake. Well, continue on up this way to Shelf Lake. .6 miles up the trail. Just getting light enough to start videoing. Saw an elk right back there, but it was too dark for my video camera to pick it up. So this is Specimen Creek Trail, and going to head on up to Shelf Lake today. Still early morning, no sun on the mountains yet, but here's this Sportsman Lake, High Lake, Crescent Lake, Shelf Lake Junction. So it's 2 miles back down to the trailhead. That's the way we came up. This is High Lake, Sportsman Lake that way. And today my plan is to head up to Shelf Lake. Another 6.1 miles up this way. Here is the first backcountry campsite going up Specimen Creek. I'm going to take a break here for a second, so let's see what the number is on it. WE1. Looks like the squirrels have been busy stacking up their pine cones. Nice campsite. About 4.2 miles here. See where a grizzly has scooped that ant pile off. Here's another campsite right here, the second one. This is about 5.3 miles. WE4. 5.3 miles. And I think I'll take a break right here. Almost ready to get into some sunshine. First sun today. Really nice through here with the sun shining through the trees. Here's the Crescent Lake, Shelf Lake Junction. It's about 6.4 to 6.5 miles up here. Well, let's see what the sign says. So we're going to be going that way to Shelf Lake. That way takes you to Crescent Lake. Crescent Lake is 1.4 miles. Shelf Lake is another 2.1 miles. Looks like some old black bear scat. There's a lot of black bears up here in this area, and grizzlies. I have a video out there called Backpacking Shelf Lake or Camping Shelf Lake, something like that. And that's where the about 1 o'clock in the morning, the bear was splashing around in the water right next to me in the lake. That was a few years ago. .3 miles now. This is how it looks. Bears have been busy with these ant piles up here. Those look a couple weeks old, but a lot of bear activity in this area. I can't really tell you if this is black bear or grizzly bears digging these up. Kind of looks like a big track in there, like a grizzly track. Gone about 8 miles. Obviously, no lake in sight yet. Like I said before, it's really more than 8 miles. I think it's about 8.5 or 8.6. We'll see when we get up there. As you can see, 9 miles, still going up. No lake in sight yet. It's over that ridge that you can see up there. So you can't believe the Park Service markers at all. They're way off. Okay, you can see the lake right in front of us there. 9.2 miles to where you can see the lake. And we're at an elevation of 9,200 feet. So Yellowstone says it's 8.1 miles, but it's really a mile further than what they say. WE5 is down that way about a quarter of a mile. I camped there before. See, that says 8.1 miles, so they're off by a mile. Okay, Shelf Lake. There's a campground over there. I don't see anybody. And another campground right there, and nobody's camping there, so nobody up here. Oh, I think I'll cool off. This is another thing that bears do all the time. You see where he flipped the rock over and he is getting at the insects under there. Hear a helicopter flying over. Even in Yellowstone you hear airplanes and helicopters. Most likely that's a Park Service helicopter. Doesn't look like it though, flying right over the park. Which is illegal, by the way. You can fly over the park, but I think you're supposed to be at a certain altitude, like 2,000 feet AGL, above ground level, which he certainly wasn't. "17 miles so far. I have about a mile and a half to go." Back at the trailhead. Let's see how far we went. So if you do this hike, it will be it'll be 18.8 miles. Nice long day hike.